At the end of the day, I'm doing what feels right for me and chasing down my dream. What exactly am I using? The specs of my equipment, the models, the brands, all that stuff. This here is my stall. This is everything. This is all my equipment. This is probably the nicest and tidiest it's going to be all season. I actually just organized everything right now. Can't see everything in one shot, so this is the full setup before I start tearing everything down. Obviously pads, these are Lefebvre 20.1, they're custom, they're 34+2 in sizing. These are actually the smallest pads I've worn probably since I was about 14 years old. They're really, really tall. It's a different boot angle as well, so all in all, it sits extremely high in the skate. So that 34.2 fits closer to a 36.1 or a 36 even that I would normally wear in a normal pad. So for the most part, everything is stock here. The brake, it's a single brake internal, single brake external. The knee flap, that is right here, actually had that removed. I didn't have any reason to have the knee flap, especially with, I was gonna be taking my calf strap, driving it down below the knee, underneath the knee pad, so I figured let's get rid of the whole knee cradle, everything in here, so that's wide open, so now the pad rotates amazing. And then as far as the strapping goes, this is what Lefebvre calls their fast rotation system, their FRS. Basically these two little doohickey straps, they come across into this piece, they tie in just like so, and now your leg is locked in, and then this rotation strap really kind of controls the power and all the leverage on that pad. So very, very stiff knee block, which I really like. Getting a lot of questions about this since day one. The boot itself, still fairly stiff. I actually like it like that. It's not so stiff where I'm straining myself coming into the post in an RVH incorporation, but it's not soft where I can basically bend it over and drive over with a truck. Now, Lefebvre has a deal with Pro Laces to be the toe ties. So they use the Armor Hybrid. I've been using Pro Laces for a couple years now. I personally don't like the Armor Hybrid. I use my own spec. It is a TRAVSUCKS spec, which you can pick up. There's a link in the description. And this cord is 40% longer than the regular Pro Laces and longer than any other toe tie in the market. It's more durable than any toe tie in the market. And the reason being, with how long it is, you can strap it all the way to the back holes of the skate. So with that, you can disperse the strain a lot more evenly in the pull. So when you're pushing from post to post, you're transitioning, it's not pulling on the front of the skate when it's a shorter lace, it pulls on the whole skate, which is great. I think it's a game changer. And if you want to pick up a set, Pro Laces, the promo code TRAVSUCKS will save you a couple bucks on that set of Pro Laces. So highly recommend them. Link in the description. That is my pads. And obviously I have two, not just one. Probably didn't need to say that, but felt it was kind of necessary. Next up, this is the 20.1 blocker. Obviously it's full right, but outside of that, everything is stock here. So what I really like about it is how thin the blocking board is. It's really, really nice. It's a lot thinner than years past. Is it anywhere near a Vapor blocker or Supreme? No. Lefebvre needs to do a lot more work on that to make it better. But the sure grip materials, they're great. As you can see here, there's a little bit of wear happening in the palm. The palm's starting to wear down. I've had these for about 4 months, coming up on 5 months almost. So getting some good wear in there. Sure grip materials, again, they're awesome. Finger projection's good. Sidewall, it's rock hard, which is one of my favorite things about the blocker. And also, this has a half piece cuff, which basically means there's no piece on the inside of the board. It's just this piece, so that when my wrist goes in, there's nothing interfering with it on this side, and I have maximum mobility. You can't get a more mobile blocker in the wrist area than this, which is awesome. So that is the blocker. It's full right, custom colors. That's it as far as the specs go. So I have two gloves here. I have 3 Lefebvre gloves in total. First one here, this is my 580 single T game ready glove. I've had this since I got my Lefebvre set. It's a skate lace, single T, super deep pocket, which I really like. The only problem that I had with it was some of the plastics in the cuff area broke. I had to send it to Lefebvre about a month ago. They fixed it, they relaced the glove, but something about it doesn't feel the same that it did before it got fixed. Apparently they're using some of the old foams in the glove, which have a little bit of a different feel, so what the guys were telling me. I like it, but with it being a game glove, anything in this pocket area, you feel it. So if I'm not catching it directly in the pocket and I'm catching it in the palm, I feel it, it stingers, it sucks. I don't like that. So the guys at Lefebvre gave me a 580 practice glove, and now anytime I use the glove, any pucks hitting in here, I don't feel anything. I can take straight slap shots into the palm. It's great. I've not had a stinger yet. Actually, it's a lie. I got a stinger from the puck machine with Steve McKeegan.
All right, we're gonna get the Lefebvre glove warmed up. All right, I'll keep it more to the side. Catch it in the pocket, it will hurt less.
Outside of that, glove is awesome. This also has a double T. Lefebvre wanted me to try out a double T. I said sure, and it was also a good way for me to identify my practice from my game glove. The game glove has a single, the practice is a double. I don't hate the double T. I've talked about it in a couple of videos previously. I'm usually not a double T guy. I love single Ts to begin with, but since trying this Lefebvre one, this is my go-to glove. I use this in games and practices all the time. It's a great feel, and keeping in mind, like I've said before, this is a practice glove, and I'll show you. That's a practice glove right there. So the fact that it has these foams that are so stiff that you're not going to feel anything, but you can close it and open it like a dream. It's awesome. It's a great glove. I also have a Lefebvre 600 degree game ready single T catch glove. I left it at home in Winnipeg. I didn't bring with me just because I can only bring so many things on a flight before I started paying $1,000 for bags, which I didn't want to do. I got 3 Lefebvre gloves, 1 blocker, 1 set of pads. I'm not sponsored by Lefebvre. I don't get paid by Lefebvre. Yes, they gave me all my gloves, my blocker, my pads for free. I was told the other day to say that I am no longer affiliated with Lefebvre or True. True's going to be merging with Lefebvre soon, and True doesn't really like me for whatever reasons. I really hope True doesn't ruin it because they ruined V8 skates, but that's just my 2 cents and it's a shame. But I do feel the need to say that I'm no longer affiliated with Lefebvre/True or whatever the combination may be. So, next up, my skates. These are extremely custom. I've talked about it a lot in the last little bit, and I feel like I'm almost beating a dead horse at this point, but these are custom Bauer ultrasonic skates. You're wondering, Trav, what's that white thing? I haven't seen that thing probably since like 2014. Well, that's a cowling. I've always been a cowling fan. I find with the 2-piece skates from True or the ultrasonics or whatever, I had 2 sets of 2-piece skates from True. They fell apart. They were terrible a couple of years ago. One of the big reasons why I ended up sticking in a cowling. I found that these cowling skates are very like forward pitched, and I found it was putting a lot of strain on my hips, knees, and ankles. And I went back to the cowling, which is very neutral. It's very flat. I like that feel a lot better. Plus in the RVH, I found when I'm incorporating on the toe cap of a cowling, it transitions a lot smoother. It's a bigger surface area to hit. It's a lot more smooth versus the matte finish, the boxy, the smaller toe cap on the 2-piece skates, the cowlingless or whatever. So that's why I went with the cowling. That's what I like. It's also a lot lower to the ice. But so these are custom. They're custom fitted to me. I believe they work out to about a size 10.75. Obviously a little bit wider feet that I have. And the one nice thing that I really like about having custom skates is that on the actual boot, it has my last name on the skates, so that's kind of nice. I didn't bother to put my number on, but the skates are great. I've had them for about 2 months now, give or take. I asked Bauer to not put the Lundy loop strap on. They put it on, and I asked them not to send me holders because I didn't want to pay for holders if I wasn't using them, but they sent that anyway. That's just, Bauer just doesn't like to listen to pigeons like me, but those are my Bauer ultrasonic custom goal skates. They were also like $2 grand, so far I'm getting my money's worth, and hopefully that'll stay the same. This is my primary mask. This is my game, my practice mask. This is the 2020 Bauer 960 Profile XBM mask for 2020, brand new. This has a Kurt Cobain 2.0 themed paint job. I had Liquid Lab Effects out of Chicago. He painted my last 4 or 5 masks in a row, so this was no different. The only changes to this mask is that it has a cat eye. It's a single bar from the guys at Goalie Parts. I think they're also based out of Chicago, and then it's got a Von dangler on it with the skate laces. People have been grilling me saying, Trav, if you put the dangler through the ear holes, it'll clang around a lot less. Personally, I think it looks 10 times better. When you string it to the cage, it's better style, and obviously I put skate laces on because skate laces on the dangler is way better style than having regular laces. Got to try to make up those style points when you can when you're giving up 15 goals a game. So that's one different thing about it. Also, the open harness backplate. I get asked about this a lot. I like to expose my paint job and kind of show it off. These are the quick release open harness backplate straps from Nash Sports. You can pick them up at the Padskins website. I don't think I have a link in the description down there, but I've been using them for 4 or 5 years. These are probably hands down the best open backplate strap harness. Profile 960 XBM. This is my primary mask. Kurt Cobain paint job, Liquid Lab Effects, and it is awesome. This is the best mask I've ever used. I don't like Bauer as a company. This is night and day the greatest mask I've ever encountered in my life. It really is awesome. I also have a practice mask. Also worth mentioning, I usually carry 3 sweatbands for my helmet. I have 1 in the helmet and then 2 to alternate through. So in a game, I'd have a first period, second period, third period 1, and or a warm-up sweatband as well. So I just keep cycling them through, and then same thing with practices throughout the week. I just cycle the headbands. I don't know if you really want to call it a practice mask because I've only used it a couple times since I got it, but the guys at Victory is a handmade mask company out of Pennsylvania, I believe, and they did me a cat eye version, white cage, another similar Kurt Cobain paint job, not as detailed as the Liquid Lab Effects one, but same setup, skate lace dangler, Von dangler onto the cage. You just can't compete with the Bauer mask. So this is my spare mask just in case something happens to my Bauer one. Knee pads, I keep this one really short and sweet. This is Warrior Ritual X2 Pro Plus. Sometimes I have a hard time saying that one, but these ones are like $250. They're really expensive knee pads. Had them for about almost 2 years now. They're great. They're really bulky European style knee pads. I don't feel anything really durable. They don't slide down often. So Warrior, they did a great job with the XR2 Pro Plus. Chest protector. This is a Bauer Vapor 1X Pro extra large chest protector. It's stock. I got it on a smoking deal almost 4 years ago for I think $350 when it was brand new 700. So I've been using it ever since. It's really good. I don't feel any shots. I haven't felt any shots yet. It's starting to wear a bit in regards to like ripping and whatnot on the shoulders and just kind of turning disgusting yellow. So probably due for a new chest protector sometime this summer. So I'll probably pick up a custom one at some point. But again, XL Bauer Vapor 1X stock chest protector. It's been really good to me so far. One of the big things that I hate is stingers, especially in the collarbone area. Up in here, and that's actually the reason why I threw a dangler on the last little bit was just, even with this padded shirt, sometimes you get ones that even though they hit the padding, they still hurt. undershirt. In combination, the Bauer padded undershirt with the dangler basically makes it so I'm not feeling anything up here. I don't like wearing a neck guard because it hinders my mobility. So when I'm transitioning from post to post, I find things are getting kind of bunched up on me, as opposed to you take the neck guard off. Now I have that ultimate head and neck mobility. So I take a lot of heat for that, but that's just what I want. I want to perform at my best, and I think it does. Bauer undershirt, I think this was like 200 bucks when I bought it, maybe 150 bucks, but I've had it for about 2 years and it's been pretty good so far, with the exception of just a lot of ripping in the back. Next up, CCM Access Pro Extra Large Goal Pants. I've had these for about 3 months now. They're really good. I always wore CCM pants growing up. I was a Reebok 11K, Reebok 20K pant kind of guy. I switched to the Bauer 1S Customs, and I had to get them warranted 3 times through retail. So I went through, I believe it was 4 sets of the same blue and white stripe 1S pants, because they just kept ripping. And I said, if I'm spending 400, 450 bucks on pants, I'm not buying Bauer ever again for pants. So I got the Access ones. Again, these are stock XL. Great durability so far. There's not a lot of ripping going on in the crotch, which I found is a big thing in a lot of pants. When you're stretching out, you're moving, things tend to rip in here, which hasn't been a big issue so far. Also, I took the laces that come with the pants, I took them out and I put some skate laces in, just because I'm just trying to have the best style I possibly can. Like I said, when you're giving up 15 goals, you might as well look good doing it. Outside of that, everything else is stock. Ooh, I did have a little bit of a rip on the tail flap here. This piece ripped the other day, and then this piece didn't. So really the only issue, this has an internal belt. I love the internal belt because I don't have to wear suspenders. I have the pants sitting up a little bit higher. I can have more barrel shaped so they can be wider than what they actually are and fit snug. I also don't tuck my chest protector. People ask me all the time, and if you can see this here, I cut this piece off when I first got the chest protector, so this is removed. My chest protector actually doesn't come down enough to tuck, but it also isn't high up to not tuck. Like at no point do my chest protector and my pants meet at any point in time. So Access pants are really good, and the Vapor chest protector is also really good as well. Last couple pieces, I wear a normal cup just like under my actual like Jock compression shorts, which you're seeing me wearing here. And then this is my Vaughn Fee 3 7500 Jock. I've had this thing since 2010. The thing's almost older than the Titanic, and it served me pretty well. A little flimsy, but I'm cheap. I don't want to buy a new one. I just put a new cup in, I think 2 years ago, so the cup's not broken anymore. So I got double cups. So I got this in my shorts and this over top, so don't have to worry about the family jewels getting busted anytime soon. A couple final pieces here. You probably noticed my stall. I got a busted stick. This is the Bauer GSX. This is like the entry-level stick that Bauer sells for like 100 bucks, whatever. I've broken 2, both on lasting 3 weeks. I broke this one in practice not too long ago. I didn't have any footage of it, but it did break, so I'm probably going to be holding on to that until I go back home to North America, and I'll probably do something with it. As far as my actual functioning working sticks, I have 3 that I'm cycling through right now. Number 1 is going to be the True AX9. This is actually a Pro Return Louis Domingue stick, because True does not make the AX9 in full right at all. This is probably one of the only full right AX9s you can get your hands on, and that right now is my game stick. And next I'm using the 3S Pro. It's basically the ultrasonic without the carved out spine on the paddle of the stick. And this is my practice stick. I love it, really great feel, great durability so far. And then finally, this is the Bauer Ultrasonic. This is the $400 stick that nobody can seem to afford because it's so goddamn expensive, myself included. I don't know why I bought it, but I did. I haven't broken it yet, haven't been using it a lot, trying to maintain the durability as much as I can by not using it in practices. But that's it, 3S Pro, AX9, and the Ultrasonic. 2 things worth noting, you'll see on all my sticks, they all have butt ends grips. Butt ends grips are awesome. I've been using butt ends for almost 4 years, I think a little over 4 years now, and they changed my game as far as puck handling goes, controlling the puck. I have a couple different combos here. So this is a future grip combined with a Sentry knob. I basically hacked the knob off the goalie specific grip, and then I combo it with all the other grips. So this one's the future, this one is the Toro, this one's the Paradox Lacrosse grip. Just a bunch of different combinations for a bunch of different feels that I really like. And I highly recommend them. If you want a butt ends, promo code TRAVSUCKS will save you 10% off your butt ends grip. Link in the description. And then also with the ultrasonic stick, this is a block knuckle guard. This is basically, and I've had a lot of questions about this, it's from the blocker hand, and I'll show you. So when pucks go riding at the paddle of the stick, they hit it and they come up, and they come into this little spot, hopefully you can see here, where you could potentially get a puck in here, and it ain't gonna feel very nice. But with the block, when it rides up, it just stops right there, and it doesn't break your finger. Honestly, it's one of those things you don't know you need it until you need it. So when I didn't have it on, so for example, I Gorilla Glued all mine on, and that was a bad idea because they end up ripping because there's Gorilla Glue in places and then not in others, which is why this one broke the lights. This is why this one doesn't have a block on it, because it ripped off because I Gorilla Glued it like the dummy that I am. When I use the 3S Pro and it doesn't have the block on, I miss it because I feel shots, and then I use the Ultrasonic or the True and it's got the block on. It's game changing, and again, TRAVSUCKS promo code will save you 10% on your block if you want to pick one up for 30 bucks. It's probably the best steal of a deal you're going to get. $30 for an insurance plan, which is really great. Really enjoy them. anything that I use at all, there will be links in the description if you want to pick it up. Now, moving on to the minor stuff, shall we say. I get asked a lot of questions about these bands, and people have been seeing me putting them on my head. Basically, this one, I put it on my mask, and I covered the bottom rows of my bars so that for the first 5-10 minutes of practice, I'm covering off my peripheral vision, and that any pucks that I'm stopping, I have to actually move my eyes and move my head into the place of the puck, because I can't see out of the corner of my eyes, because right now I can see about over here in my peripherals. If I put the band on, I can't. I have to move my head, right? So basically, the concept of tracking pucks better. And then this one, this is just a band for warming up that I use for some hip thrusters and whatnot to kind of open up the hips. I got a lot of hip issues, and I need hip surgery at this point in time. Haven't gotten the surgery mostly because I don't have the time to kill a year just waiting around waiting for my hips to recover. So this has really helped me to kind of maintain some longevity in my hips and feel good before practices and games. Here I got pegs. This may seem dumb to anybody in North America, but pegs are basically a Bitcoin currency over here. You can't find pegs in many places, and most rinks don't have them. So I guard these with my life. Nobody takes them, and they got these awesome little spikes in the bottom. They're great pegs so far. So next up are skate guards, and believe it or not, most rinks in Europe don't have walkable floors. Almost every rink in North America, you have a walkable floor, so you don't have to put skate guards on and walk out to the rink. Almost every rink that we have here in Europe, or at least in the Sweden, Stockholm area, you have concrete tiles that you get set up on. So you have to have skate guards on at all times. Obviously, you can't walk on concrete floors, so these are quintessential to me being able to actually skate on the ice and not fall over the second I get on the ice. Next up, this is just a foam roller. This is a pink one. Somebody stole mine a couple weeks ago, so I ended up snagging this one. Just a pink foam roller. It's like off Amazon. You get it for like, I think, 10 bucks. Smoking deal. Also, 2 lacrosse balls, 1 baseball. This is all for rolling out muscles to kind of get rid of some knots, and then when I'm done that, I'll do a little bit of juggling. So these are always great for a quick little warm-up before practice. CCM practice jersey. This is what we use for all the practices. These are custom Nike runners, and I'm not sponsored by Nike. In fact, I wish I was sponsored, but these are like 250 bucks. And they're like lifting specific shoes. I've been using them for about a year and a half now, and they're great. They give me a lot of support, a lot of stability when I'm lifting, when I'm moving, when I'm doing my warm-ups. Really, really great shoes. One other thing I did forget to mention, and I talked about it in a couple of videos ago, was that my Bauer Ultrasonic skates, they come with a stock Bauer insole. And one of my goalie coaches, Brad Sherwin, wants me a little bit more forward on my toes, coming forward, leaning forward in saves. I had these super feet in my bag for the last couple of years. I never used them, and I put them in my skates, and they help me lean a little bit forward. And I know it kind of sounds a little bit contradicting with the skate talk that we just had, but I put these in my ultrasonic skates. They're great. They really help me lean forward and make saves with control, making saves in front of me. Super feet have been really, really awesome. If anybody at Superfeet is watching, use that sponsorship, like any day now, please. And last order of business, this is probably the last thing in my stall. This is something called Amino IQ. I've talked about it before. It's from a company called Beyond Yourself. They're a Canadian-based company, and basically what Amino IQ is, it's like thinking focusing juice. So they got a bunch of like neurotropics. I think that's what they're called. I don't know, whatever's on the label here. They got a bunch of stuff for helping your brain really focus, really think. So before practice and before games, basically in between every period or for the full length of a practice, I'll take a full scoop, put it in my shaker bottle, and I'll consume that throughout practice. It's like a BioSteel, it's like a Gatorade. I personally think it's better. Canadian-based company, Beyond Yourself. They're not as expensive as BioSteel. They got awesome flavors. This tangy peach rings literally taste like fuzzy peaches, and this red, white boom tastes like rocket pop. Same stuff you used to have as a kid. It's a really polarizing topic for a lot of people, but if you like banana medicine, I love it personally, and you can get some great banana flavor out of this one. So take a scoop out of it, and you have it before my skates, before all of our games. If you're in Canada, I have a link in the description. You can go to the Popeyes Canada website, you can get 10% off, promo code TRAVSUCKS for any of the Beyond Yourself stuff. If you're not in Canada, so if you're in the US or wherever else you are, the Beyond Yourself website, again, link in the description for 10% off your order. Highly, highly, highly recommend these. Thank you very much for watching.